Hi, welcome to this quick how to help video on standard form. In this video, we are going to look at changing between standard form and ordinary numbers and standard form. So switching between the two. We're also going to be looking at correcting standard form. Standard form, as you can see here, is one digit. You can only ever have one digit and then the point for a number that's in standard form. So if you look at these two here in the box at the bottom, they look like standard form, but they are not, because they are not meeting that criteria of one decimal place. We've got 2 before the point, and then we've got 3 before the point. So we're going to look at seeing how we deal with that. I've included this just to support what we're saying here about positive powers giving us big numbers and negative powers giving us small numbers. You can see here that 1,000 in our 1,000 column could be written as 10 to the 3. That's the power 10 with a big number. And if we follow that pattern down, you've got your 10 to the 2 giving you 100, 10 to the 1, and then they start to turn into negative powers, which give us decimal numbers or fractions. And in fact, we do refer to this as the reciprocal. So you might see that language being used with standard form as well. Okay, let's crack on with this then. We're going to do the first question, which is 5.3 times 10 to the 5. First thing to do is clock. It's a positive power, so it's going to be a big number when I've finished. I'm then going to go straight to the decimal, and I'm going to move it in a direction that creates me bigger numbers. So if I went one place this way, I'd get 53. I know I'm going in the right direction. That's a bigger number, but I'm going to need to move that 5 times. I follow the instruction of the power. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the point's all the way over there now, and all these empty buckets get filled with 0. So the answer is 5300000. Okay, let's see that with a small number. I'm going to clock the negative power. That's what I need to be doing when I'm looking at this question. I now know it's going to be a small number. So when I start to move my decimal point, I don't want to be going in a direction that's going to make it bigger. I want to be going in a direction that's going to make it smaller. So I'm going off in this direction. How many movements? 4. The power is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would end up over here. Fill in all your empty buckets. And then you hit your decimal point. However, we wouldn't write our final answer with that point starting. We don't like that not being sandwiched between digits. So we're going to add in another 0 there, and we've got our answer 0.000187. So when you're converting, you're literally looking at that power and doing the instruction that it gives you. All right, let's say we now have an ordinary number. And we're going to change that into standard form. We're going to do the exact same thing, just in reverse. I need a decimal point. The decimal point must be here. I want a digit with value and then a point. So I'm going to count myself in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it took me 6 movements. 4.72 times 10, and then it's a positive 6 because I've been working on a big number. And looking at the small number, I'm going to go. My cat obviously wants to join me, but you can't. Off you go. So I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to go to the decimal point and I'm going to start my counting. I'm going towards the digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and stop. I want my decimal point to be after the first digit with value. So I've got 6.31, and that will be times 10. And this time it's -7 because I started with a small number. Okay. Correcting. 67.8 times 10.3. That could be the result of a problem that I was working on. I might have been multiplying or dividing in standard form. And my end result, after I've done all that work, looks like this, which feels like standard form, so feels like you've finished, but you absolutely haven't. You must always check your answer. If it's got a decimal point in the wrong place, then that needs correcting. So what we're going to do here is just put the decimal point where we do want it. Okay. And then we consider what's happened. I've taken what is a bigger number and made it smaller. 67 to 6, definitely smaller. So I write that this side has just got smaller. I moved it one place to get it smaller. So on this side, I'm going to make it bigger by adding 1. So times 10 to the 4. Technically, what's happened is I have divided this side by 10. So I'm going to times this side by 10. So you have to do whatever feels right for you. Think of it as dividing in multiples of 10 and then timesing multiples of 10, or just this side got smaller, so this side's going to get bigger. Okay, let's look at the next one. 142.3 times 10 to the -8. All right, I've clocked. My decimal point isn't in the right place. It should be here. So I'm going to put it in the right place. Don't lose any of your other digits. Something else I see that's really common is people inserting zeros in places. Don't do that. What's happened? I've taken a big number and I've made it smaller. So on this side, it's got to be bigger. My movement was 2 places. So it's going to get bigger by 2. Just need to be careful here because I've got to go the right way on the number line. I'm at -8. I'm going to go up 2 to -6. And that's it. I am going to quickly do this question because it wasn't there and it makes sense to be. This one, we'll just do it the opposite way round. 1, 2, a movement of 3 to get that in the right place. So 8.7 times 10. Now what's happened? I've gone small to big. So I need to go small by 3. So 4, take away 3 is 1. Technically, you don't need to show the power 1. That's in standard form as an ordinary number, 87. Okay, I hope you found this useful. And I have got the videos on how you use standard form with the 4 operations: add, subtract, multiply, and divide.